Unscripted, unshackled, uncouth.
What you're about to hear is for more mature audiences only.
It's Miguel and Holly, Uncensored.
Y'all better not be sleeping on Jacob Two-Time's birthday next week. Y'all better get ready. Thank you so much for listening to the Miguel and Holly Uncensored podcast. Make sure to leave us a 5-star rating wherever you listen to it. We would greatly appreciate it. It would really help us out. Share it with a friend. Also listen to some of the other podcasts we have in the Miguel and Holly universe, like Miguel and Holly Full Show, Miguel and Holly's Blown Off, Miguel and Holly's The Check-In, Am I the A-Hole? Basically anything that we do on a weekly or daily basis, you can get it in podcast form wherever you listen to podcasts. So thank you so much. And thank you for being in the Platypus Posse. We appreciate it. Yeah. So we were just talking about before we started, and I said, wait a minute. We need to talk about this on the podcast because I feel like this is a great tactic to use because so many of us have these sort of situations where someone says something to you that's kind of condescending or rude. And like, how do you come back at that? And Holly, you said that you saw a meme that like perfectly said, this is how you respond to these sort of situations.
Right. When someone says something either rude or mean or condescending to you, because let me be the first to say, I am not one for confrontation. I will usually just, I'm not good at fighting. I am not good at it. I did not learn that skill growing up. I still struggle with it to this day. Even though it can be constructive, I'm not good at it. And like, I also don't know what to do with myself if somebody is rude or mean to me, either online or in person. So I happened to come across this, I don't know, I think it was a meme on Instagram, but God knows, it could have been anywhere else. Where if someone says something to you like that, you pause, give it a nice couple second pause and ask them, did you mean to say it like that? Or like whatever it is, like, did you mean to imply XYZ? Knowing that they did. Because then it puts it back on them to either reframe what they just said, knowing that you kind of slyly called them out on being a dick, or to double down on being a dick. Like, choose your own adventure on their end. So like they say something snide and then you pause, look at them and go, did you mean to hurt my feelings? Or like, did you mean to imply that I am such and such? Did you mean to say this? Kind of like give them a second to realize like what was just said. Because sometimes maybe they don't actually realize it was a bitch ass thing to say. And you can give them that time to like, oh my gosh, no, I didn't really mean that. I'm sorry it came off like that or whatever. Or if they knew they're being snarky, then you come off as the, you're giving them some grace. And if they want to double down and keep being a dick, you just got to walk away. But like, I found that, and that is super helpful for someone like me who is not good at confrontation, not good at a back and forth or calling someone out or whatever. And I probably would have a harder time doing it in person because when someone is rude to me or mean in person, I'm so floored by it that I basically lose my mind. I like dissociate for a minute because I get like, it feels like I just got hit in the face with words, and I will usually just dissociate and just shuffle off. But I guess with practice, it would be easier.
Yeah, I think, I guess I've used some sort of that, especially since we made the move here from Tampa to Charlotte, where, we've had a few people in different iterations basically be like, I hope you're happy that you moved. And it's like, okay, let's talk about this for a second. And the last time I remember is when we were doing something with I did something with the Carolina Panthers where they had me go through like the tunnel.
That's right.
And they like introduced you, and then they had the mascot, Surper. Is that how you say it? Surper? Surper. Do the little growl, and then they're like, oh, it's Miguel Fuller who brunch so hard, woo. And I posted the video, and it's supposed to be like lighthearted and funny because I'm not a sports person. And somebody like came for my throat in the comments that night, and they were like, I see you fucking bandwagon jumper. You had no loyalty to the Bucks. And I was like, okay. So underneath them, I was like, why are you mad? I was just like, I'm not trying to be like, why are you mad? And then I said, why are you mad? And then I said, you do realize I'm from Atlanta originally. And so I support every place I've lived in. I support the team. And by support, I don't watch any of the football games. I don't go to any of the football games. Whenever there's something with free booze or food, I'll go to it. That's it.
Yeah.
And then he messaged me and was like, privately. And he was like, I'm sorry, I've had some drinks and I didn't mean to be a dick. And I was like,
yeah.
There's two toxic fandoms, the Barbs and sports fanatics.
Yeah.
Super sports fanatics. I mean, if you like to tailgate and chill and have fun, that's it.
Yeah.
What's wrong?
Where did
What's
Miguel
wrong,
just
Miguel?
go?
What's wrong?
girl, I don't know. I feel like the Barbs heard this somehow. Like,
Oh, yeah,
I know
no.
they're not watching this on YouTube,
They'll
or
find
they're
it.
going to find it and they're going to be like,
They're calling
F your mama!
They'll be
they
like,
will-
"Yeah, mom was so fat."
They
Like,
will
it's
call
just-
up iHeart and literally get us fired.
Literally, Bob Pittman's going to call AJ, Daddy AJ, and be like, hey, there's something going on in Charlotte with
Yeah.
Nicki Minaj fans and Miguel and Holly. and
Pitchforks
Kelby."
outside.
I know. It's almost bizarre. What did I see on Twitter? God, I wish I could say, because the absolute, like, what are you doing here? Freaking A. Let's just say it was like this. It wasn't this. It wasn't this, but it was along the lines of how ridiculous this was. Let's say it was like McDonald's tweeted and they were like, oh, get our adult Happy Meals. Like one of the Barbs was like, you wish you could be as good as that.
Ended Cardi.
Yeah.
Your fave wish you could. It's so
Yes.
funny.
I was like, what? I was like, that's just so
I love those tweets. They're so stupid. I love them.
It's so bizarre.
just spit
I'm always
everywhere.
like, I would did too. I was like,
love
I get
it.
so bizarre. I'm like, where did you come from, and why did you choose this playground to
Just
destroy?
say that. Yeah.
I don't know.
You guys are super sweet though to people who not often, but at times criticize you on social media, because I'll read it and it's not. I know the difference of like being professional and going the kind route, because you do attract more people with honey than with bees, right? Is that the saying?
Mhm.
No,
And
no.
it's not right. You're like, girl, I don't know none of that
You
shit. I'm
attract-
Hispanic. I don't say none of this.
No, you attract more bees with honey. Mhm.
Yeah, all that.
Than vinegar,
Mhm.
Sure.
not with bees.
No, with
Whatever.
bees. Yeah. You attract more people with bees and honey and
Like a Miguelism.
salt and
Miguel's so
vinegar
bad.
chips together.
Got it.
You
And
attract them
barbecue
together,
chicken.
Got- yep.
all together.
Got it.
Mhm, mhm.
So, when I see you guys reply, it's really interesting. I mean, it's not that when I would get criticized too in my last morning show, I wouldn't like bitch at people back. I'd be like, hey, like this is just how we do it, and we appreciate the feedback and keep it very simple. But you guys
Yeah.
really go in depth and explain it and give your 2 cents and your rationale, and it's very sweet.
Well, to me, I there's sort of two prongs to this answer here, or response to what you said. Is one, I have always felt that, or Hal and I both have said this, that people just want to be heard when they're complaining. And so usually if someone takes, not all the time, because some people just like to be dicks.
Yeah.
Usually when people reach out, that means that they truly care about the product and they just want to speak on it. And so they're coming from a place of care, but then also pain, or there's something else going on in their life, especially if
It's
they're
hurt.
nasty about it or hurt.
If they are attacking you out of nowhere, you have struck a nerve with them somewhere.
Right.
So, and even though, like, this is what I do wish the people that come for you would kind of just take a breath. Like, none of us, rarely would any of us on the radio say something rude or mean on purpose
Right.
to hurt people. Like, it's usually, we made like a joke or a broad statement, and for whatever reason that struck a hard nerve with you, and you took it like we were coming for your family.
Right.
Mhm.
And so you come in with the fire of 1,000 suns, and for you it's personal. Like, we
Mhm.
hurt you and you've trusted us to start your morning well, and somehow you feel like we've done you wrong, and how dare you treat me that way.
Mhm.
So when we get it, we're like, wow.
Like, hey. But I
Phew.
also know too, just now that we've been in the business for so long and have been to several places, and I saw it a lot when we started in Tampa. Um, and for those of you that still listen from Tampa, surprise, surprise, y'all fucking hated us when we started. Like literally,
They
I
don't know. They don't
remember. You don't
remember.
remember. Like I specifically remember the first month I was dating a guy that lived in Sarasota, and
I forgot about that.
remember
bitch.
him.
Woo! No,
Right?
but not
That
here
was
now.
like the first like 4 weeks we were there. And
Wow.
I remember we did this bit called First Sex Friday, where we were talking to someone.
I don't remember that either.
Right. Well,
until
we
like
only
this minute.
because we only did it for like 2 weeks.
Oh.
Because people were like, "What trash is this on the radio? Bring back Jade and Seth. This shit sucks. Who brought these yokels here?"
Yeah.
And they trashed us. They sent us all sorts of nasty messages. And I
Yeah.
remember there was like one Saturday morning, I had went down to his apartment in Sarasota, and I woke up, was on the couch on my phone reading through the comments, and I was just like crying like on his couch. And I was like, oh my God, like I suck. We suck. What are we going to do? Oh my God. And then I remember Phoebe, who did middays. It was like perfect timing where she sent me a text that Saturday morning. And I don't even, she probably doesn't even remember this. And she was like, hey, just want you to know, I was looking through all the social media and I've seen all the negative comments. You will turn these people into fans. Don't let it affect your weekend. Short, simple, to the point. Fast forward 5 years or however long, the same people that would message us and be like, y'all suck, get out of Tampa, they would then be like, oh my God, I love Blown Off. Or what Holly said today was so funny. And then you would scroll back through your history of messages and you would see where they were like, fuck you, get out of town, bitch.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, sometimes it's just, and especially being here in North Carolina, in Charlotte, we are so different from the show that we replaced that was here in this market for 20 years plus, and a very different show from what we do. Of course, you're going to get people that are going to hear us and be like, what the hell is this mess? And so that's why I'm like, all right, be mad, be angry. I'm going to let you speak your piece. I'm not going to change your mind right now, but maybe in 6 months you may come back and then you may become a part of the fam. So that's why I don't let it affect me like it used to. But I remember back then I was just like so torn up about it.
Right.
But then you saw how they changed over time.
Yeah.
People get real slick though with it in the comments. I remember when my previous company fired my 2 co-hosts, and I posted a picture with them, and I get a comment that's like, "You're a fake friend. Why wouldn't you go with them? Blah 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 blah." And I wanted to play the kind card and be like, "Hey, we're all feeling emotional about this. We get it." I didn't. I wrote, I don't, I love them. I miss them. Who is going to pay my bills? Do you leave your job when your friends get fired? And then everybody liked my comment. Everybody liked it.
It's true though.
Yeah.
Like people, I think one of the things I dislike most about the internet nowadays, and there's a lot to dislike, by the way.
Right.
Like, look at the last podcast we did about. Like, there's a lot to dislike about the internet. But I think one of the bigger things that I dislike, probably top 5, is the fact that people on the internet are so self-righteous. It's like that's your space to be better than everyone, and you're going to be very loud and vocal about how much you're better than everyone. And it must serve some sort of like, like psychological boost for the people that do it, because it gives you like you're on the high horse, and maybe you're not in real life. Maybe you get shit on at your job, like maybe whatever. But when you're online, it's like it's your superpower. You're like, you are the moral code of ethics.
Right.
No, that is 100% true. One of my best friends is a keyboard warrior.
Oh yes.
I mean, I've talked about him before. We should have him on just to ask him, like, how do you go about
keep
that?
Him disguised, I feel like, though. Does any keyboard warrior want to be called out in real life and by their name? Probably
Okay,
not.
so actually, yes, because he's not like a hateful keyboard warrior.
Oh, okay.
He's one of those ones where, sort of like you said, like he's morally right. I tend to agree with him on what he says, but sometimes he'll like sling the nasty comments just to really like dig in, especially like on any sort of like news site or newspaper Facebook page where it's anything political.
Those comments are so toxic.
They are.
And he will go in and he will just like jab and punch and push and pull, and he'll go back and forth several times. And I'm like, girl, how do you have the energy to do this? But that's what makes him feel good. Is he, because he's from, well, I don't want to get into that, but he feels like he can reach some of those people because of where he comes from when it comes to political stuff. And so he's like, I know what words and phrases and stories and examples to use to bring them over. And I was like, well, has it ever worked?
Ever worked?
And he was like, I mean, not really, but it makes me feel better. And I'm like, you know what? Whatever makes you feel good, girl. That's fine.
Like, he thinks he's out here, like, being a champion of social change. Meanwhile, like, all you're doing is offending people. Like, in what universe was an offended person had to have their mind changed?
Right.
Like, someone that had just got like attacked is not going to be like, you make a good point though.
You convinced me.
Mhm.
I know, like, either make that be the goal or not, but I don't feel like that's really a good tactic to get change done.
I feel like I saw somebody tweet this and I'm like, I think this is actually a great idea, even though they would never do this. They should shut off comments to news sites articles that they post where people go crazy in the comments, because like, what comes out of it?
The news site gets clicks.
Engagement.
Okay.
Algorithms.
But
Yeah.
like engagement, democracy falling apart in January 6th.
Yeah.
Oh no.
But
Listen,
is ignorance bliss? Like, do we want to know that our neighbors feel this way about certain topics?
I'm actually a little sad that I do now. Like, I'm a little bit
Right?
sad that
Yeah.
like I had to find out. Like, I quit Facebook in 2019, maybe. I think in like fall of 2019, leading up to the 2020 election, I quit Facebook because
do
I
it.
was so I was sick over some of the stuff that I was seeing from
Yeah.
people that I truly loved. And I'm like, I wish I didn't know that now.
Yeah.
I wish I didn't. Because you know what's weird? And I think about this sometimes. Like, if you're out, I don't know, like you're out driving and or like you're out at a fast food place and someone like drops their wallet and all their money spills everywhere. Like, my first thing is to be like, help real quick. Oh, let me help you, like, pick this up. Here you go. Nice day. Like, but then you're like, I don't know anything about this person. Like, as I think humanity generally, like, we want to be decent people until we decide that we don't. And then I feel like if someone had like, if in the real world you had a little bubble above your head following you around that showed like what you post on Facebook, and like I saw some of the stuff you post on Facebook, I'm helping you with your money.
Yeah.
Like, not if you're a dick.
Right.
So it's just, it's weird. I almost wish I didn't know sometimes because it's too much.
I'm been sitting here going back and forth and thinking like, do you want to know? Do you not want to know? But to me, I feel like there is a difference. And this is gonna, political warning here. To me, before 2017, yeah, I want to know. That would be fine because that wouldn't change how I feel about you. I know that if, what I've always said, what I learned in college from Professor Sims, who taught me this in political science, that what she used to say back in 2004, that, we all want a great America. We just think that we should go about it in different ways. But at the end of the day, we all want the end goal to be the greatest country on the planet. That was 2006. Since Trump, things have changed.
Yes.
And so now I kind of want to know because that changes a lot of things, unfortunately. And like, if you were like, oh, hey, yeah, I voted for Bush, I voted for McCain, I voted for Romney. Cool, let's talk, let's debate. But if you're like, and I'm sorry if this offends you, and I'm sorry, but this is just how I feel. Especially right now, when you say I love Trump, that means a whole lot of scary things to me right now as an LGBTQ Black person.
Yeah.
Who cares for women in my life to make choices about their body. So it's not just like, oh, the rich should be taxed or they shouldn't be taxed higher. Like we're not dealing with those
Right.
issues
Right.
anymore. We're dealing
Right.
with the protection of trans kids. We're dealing about teachers being able to have autonomy in their class. We're talking about basic rights for people. And so to me, it's changed a little bit to where, no, I wouldn't want to know, but now it does a little bit, unfortunately, because of where we are and how he has changed that party,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
But see, this is my, like, how do we, so basically we're saying like there's just no going back. This is where democracy is really lost. Like we're going to get to a point where there's just no talking to one another. So this how we going to end?
No,
I don't know
no.
how it ends. How does it end?
I think that there is hope because there have been people that have sort of been shaken back to life or
Yeah,
come
I
out
agree.
come out of the conspiracy, that have come out of and I've seen this on TikTok of people that were like, hey, I liked Trump at the beginning because I'm a white man who didn't go to college and I work a blue collar job. Nobody was talking to me and he made me feel seen. That's why I voted for him. Got it. I kind of didn't like the stuff he was saying. And I was like, well, but he's an outsider. I can see. And then once we got to the past election, that's when I realized he's in it for himself. So I've seen those people say, I started with the good reason and then I got out when I saw what was really, really happening. Or I've seen the people that go, I have a trans family member and I don't like the way that these people are speaking about them. So as long as we have enough people that are giving that part of the conservative movement oxygen, it's going to be this way. But as more people start to siphon off and go, all right, I thought we were talking about taxes and we were talking about this issue or that issue, I'm fine.
Right.
But this has gone too far. So, and I think we're right at that. We're almost, I mean, Kansas City, when they had that vote, I think it was in the spring or the summer about abortion rights. And when like a special election and all these people came out that in this usually conservative space said, wait, y'all have gone too far. I think we're at that tipping point where people are like, all right, enough is enough. This is too much. Like, we're not actually getting things done in our country because we're talking about stuff that was settled years ago when we should be moving forward, not backwards.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
No, I agree. Yeah, it does. And I know some of those people, you know, it's like an awakening of sorts where you're just like, what is going on? It's just such a scary time with these midterms coming up. Not that I even wanted to get into politics, but it stresses me out so bad.
I know. I had a fallout with a middle school best friend because he at first was a Trumper. And then by 2020, he was like, no, I'm going to go for Biden. I realized that it is a lot of fraud going on. His opinion, whether you think that's true or not. And then it wasn't until we got to the topic of the drag queens and the brunch and how he ended up calling it pedophilia. And I was like, okay, I knew I probably shouldn't have been friends with you with all the arguments we had back in 2016. But I was like, I wanted to push and I wanted to continue to, like, I guess, learn more from him from that side, because it's always good to know both sides.
Yes. Yeah.
But that, I think at that point I drew the line. Like this happened like a few months ago and I was like, I cannot be friends with you. If you are trying to explain to me what drag shows do, you straight, not white, but you know, telling me, explaining that to me. So yeah, I mean, and then to the point about I think we should have hope in people. I think we should have hope that one day we'll have an incredible Democrat running, an incredible Republican running that can unite the nation. And I think Trump was just a certain type of person that just ended up getting the platform to create a fan base, is what he did. He created a brand.
Yeah. And he was shocked more than anybody.
Yeah.
Frankly.
Yeah.
When he won.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't think he was going to win.
No, I saw Hillary Clinton do an interview with, maybe it was Trevor Noah or somebody. I don't know. Oh no, I think it was Howard Stern.
Mm.
No, doesn't matter. It does not matter. But when the popular vote went to her, but then the electoral vote went to him, she was obviously felt all types of ways. But she called him, to congratulate him and concede and everything. And she was like, he was shocked. Like he almost didn't know what to do with himself.
Yeah. He said that too.
Yeah. So it's such an interesting time. And when I say interesting, I'm like kind of sick of living through catastrophic moments in history.
Yes, 100%.
Girl, it is like each
fine.
moment is like, this is the election of your lifetime. This is
Yeah.
the
Every
election of your
election.
lifetime. Girl, no, really, this is.
Really is.
No, but for real, like, why is
No.
it always? I'm sorry, but like, I didn't used to feel any type of way about midterm elections. I know, Miguel, you're going to be mad about that, but I didn't, because
Most
I was
people
it.
didn't.
Yeah.
It just felt like, okay, well, this is part of the process. Like, people that know more than me are doing things about it. And like when the first election I could vote in was it George W. Bush and Al Gore?
2000.
Was that 2000?
Mm-hmm.
That was the first election I could vote in. And it felt like fun and exciting to vote or whatever. And I remember I had voted for Al Gore. And then there was the hanging Chad situation. I didn't particularly like Al Gore, by the way, but like whatever. And then the hanging Chads, and it was just this big, like, funny controversy. And I was like, oh man, I'm bummed, but whatever, it's fine. It was just like that. It was like that. And I was like, so it is what it is. Not feeling really that strongly either type of way about it.
There's got to be a renaissance. I mean, there has to be. Like, I'm gonna hold out for hope, but it's
Hopefully.
it can only get better from the place we're at right now.
There will be.
There
I mean,
has
That's
to
what we
be.
think. I don't know. It could probably get worse. I don't
It
know.
could, but eventually it has to get better, right? Like, I mean,
Okay, so let me
we had 4 years of Trump.
let me help you here. So as a doom and gloom person who listens to, lots of liberal podcasts where it's all doom and gloom, there is hope. When you think about what our country has been through, when you think about after the Revolutionary War, when they were setting up the country and how scary it seemed, when you get to the Civil War, when the country literally went to war with itself, and you're thinking, how is it possible for us to become one nation?
Right.
When we go through the civil rights era, when we go through the 60s, when we go through Nixon, when we go through Carter, when we go through economics, when we go through Reagan and all the BS that he spewed, and then we reach peace times with Clinton and everything was great and people were making money. It's like, we will get through it. When you're in it, it feels like darkness and it feels like total crap. But there will come a time when our biggest debate is about who gets tax breaks. Who's going to pay for potholes in your local city?
I want to vote about potholes. Like, I wish I was voting about potholes. Damn. I wish I was only, like, the most stressful thing was like the property tax millage percent or whatever.
Right,
like that's what I want to vote for.
We will. And Stefan in the comments just said, when? I know. I don't know. But there will come a time when we will finally get through all of this. Because when you look at our history, we have to. Because every moment passes. Yeah. You just have to keep putting one election in front of the other. And I understand the frustration, especially as a young liberal, when you have, other young liberals that are like, the older generations, the Nancy Pelosi's and the Bidens and them, they keep saying, vote, 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 vote. We've been voting. And I'm like, yes, we have. And you know what? Until the day we die, the message is going to be keep voting, because the work is never done. And on either side, the other side saying the same thing too. The work is never done, but that's what makes a democracy great, is because we keep exchanging ideas with the pull and the tug, and we're just trying to get to the best possible version of a country that we should be. But we just got to keep going. We got to keep going. And there's always going to be some struggle, but it's not going to be so like, oh my God, my soul is splitting in half right now.
Right. Yeah.
All right.
So I'm we're good. We're good. We'll be okay. And then at the end of the day, just pause at someone and go, did you mean to say it like that?
Ah.
That's how you full circle.
All right.
Circle.
Hold on. Before we leave, though, hold on.
The circus music?
No,
Holding.
we got to do
No.
this.
I forgot this. I forgot.
All right. If you missed the podcast last time, these are scary movie situations, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You tell us. All right. So I got this from a radio website. So this is the instructions they give. I'm going to set up the situation from a Halloween movie.
Okay.
And then you tell me things. I don't really like that. I'm just going to read the situation and you tell me how you would handle it.
All right.
Let's keep it simple. Let's see here. While walking along the beach, your friend found an antique necklace and has been wearing it proudly each day during the cottage vacation. Lately, they're sleeping more, looking pale, wincing at bright lights, and at dinner, they surprise you by speaking another language you didn't know they had studied.
No.
What do you do?
You can call a young priest and an old priest.
Maybe download the Bible app and maybe put the phone on their head.
Get some holy water. Yeah. But here's the thing. You can't talk to the friend about it because they're gone. Right? They're gone.
Yeah.
So do you
how
acknowledge it with them? You just
Wait.
wait. So when you're sitting at dinner and you're like, here, you want some cheddar bay biscuits, and they're like, "Muskala-kuskala-maka, uskilika."
Wait, I love the comment that Alexis wrote.
What does she say? Film it and make a TikTok. Actually,
No.
yes.
And it would be like, not my friend possessed.
Not this.
It's giving exorcist vibes. That's it. That's it. That's it. What it is. That's what it is. And then you leave their ass there and you're just not friends anymore. Bye.
Not
Nope.
me about to die.
Not me about to be possessed. Oh God.
TikTok they found with the Gen Z gravestones. They were like, not you standing over my dead body. Anyway, yes. Absolutely make it TikTok.
Oh my God.
Yes.
All right. Okay, good. That was great. Thank you. All right. You're watching television. Sorry, you can still hear that, Holly?
That's very loud. But I was listening.
Okay. You're watching television. The image flickers and loses its cable connection. You notice an image is slowly emerging from the static on the screen.
Oh no, Jesus, no.
Your friend happily exclaims, "Oh, good. The picture's coming back." What do you do?
Why would they exclaim that? Like, are they stupid?
Because
Why are
only
we
you
friends?
see it.
Oh shit! No.
They don't see it.
This is why I don't like movies about demons. No. What do you do?
Turn
What
on
the fuck do you
Netflix.
do?
That's some streaming service, bitch. We ain't watching cable. Fuck this.
Oh no. Oh Jesus. No. I'm gonna go get the same holy water. I don't know.
We call Xfinity.
I think you leave the house. I think you I feel like if it were if it were Holly, Kelvin, I think you would do this, and I know my husband would if I were like, okay, I'm not playing any jokes. I'm being dead serious. What I see is not what you see. Can we leave the house for a little bit?
Mm-hmm.
Can we just leave? And maybe
Like
I'm
if
going.
you said that to me,
Right. If I was like, I'm not smiling. There's no jokes. Can we just leave the house? Because something is happening that I'm seeing, but you're not seeing. So maybe I need some fresh air. Can we leave together real quick? And then
My
from
ass
there,
would be gone. I'd be out the door faster than you, bitch. I'd be like, bye.
I feel like
No.
nobody would believe me if I said that.
no, I wouldn't believe it if you
Yeah,
said.
like people would be like, ha. You're being
But
an
I would
idiot.
be
Stop
like, no.
pranking me.
Okay,
I'm
but
not.
I would believe you though. That's why I don't like pranks. That's why I don't like pranks because I
okay.
always
Yeah.
need to be ready to believe you at a moment's notice. And if you
Oh.
prank me, I'm going to believe you, and then I'll get pissed because I'm like, how dare you take advantage of my loving and giving nature? Fuck! Now you're the boy who cried wolf, and now when you do see a demon coming out the TV, I'm not gonna believe you. So you lost me. Bye.
Bye.
Anyway, by the way, though, I saying yeet yourself from the premise. Yes, but no, Calvin, I would believe you. Like, I mean, we've known each other for a while, but not like well for a long time or anything. But if you'd said that, like if I was there and we were watching TV and you said that shit, I'd be like, I would give you one. Are you fucking serious right now? I give you one of those. Are you fucking serious right now? And then
get one.
if you're like, yes, I am serious, I'd be like, bye, let's go.
Let's go. Pack the
I got the
bags.
keys.
I've been
Bye.
told to not prank you at this point. So, like, if I am going to, and eventually I hope to, it's got to be like epic. It's got to be like
Yeah,
amazing.
you got one, so you
show-stopping,
better fucking
incredible,
do it. And then
fantastic.
I'm not helping you with ghosts no more. So. No, because I'm conditioned to just believe you. Like I'm just going to be on your side. Like I'm ride or die. And then apparently you don't kill me.
Ghost gonna eat your ass, girl.
Yeah.
Come to
Yeah.
this van.
I don't really
Have some
know.
cake.
Yeah. I think you just leave the house. I think that's
Yeah.
all you can do.
Here's another situation. You have just shot the crazed psychopath 5 times. Twice in the head, twice in the chest, and once in the leg. He's fallen dead on the floor. What do you do?
Shoot more. I don't give a
Shoot him.
fuck. They never die.
No, they
Actually,
don't.
get something sharp and start cutting off limbs.
You
You can't kill me.
Hey,
Come back to life if you don't have legs.
I was gonna say you get something like a blunt, heavy object and like make sure that this skull is bashed in just to make sure.
Yeah.
I mean, you see,
Yeah.
everyone has seen where they think that the person's dead, and I'm like, they're not dead. They're not dead. Hey, they're not dead. And then they're not dead.
Bro! Gotcha. No, I would then you have to cut off their head.
Yeah, the head is always good.
You gotta
Yeah.
you gotta like whenever I watch a scary movie and they don't shoot them in the head, I'm like, well, you're dead.
I know. I'm like, what? We're not following the rules.
Yeah,
We're not following the rules of scary moviness.
Right. You just always have to assume that either the devil is protecting their chest or their limbs.
Save that. The devil is protecting their chest. What the fuck?
That was like a very
You were
demonic
serious.
statement and like
Yes.
yeah.
It's true. Well, how do these bad guys just get up from being shot?
I don't know. It's like they got some kind of bad guy adrenaline going or
It's
something.
the devil.
I think so too, or crack. But yeah.
Bath salts.
Yes.
Yikes.
All right, hold on.
Cut off a leg though too.
Yeah,
Easier
that
said
would
than done. Like we're here saying this, but this would be very intense.
You could. I don't
situation.
even know if I would. It would be very. I would have to be in therapy intensively for.
Yes.
Which is why I love the book The Final Girls Club. Wait,
Mm.
no.
Ooh, I saw something about that.
Yeah, it's not called The Final Girls Club. Something like that. I'll look it up. But it's really good. Grady Hendrix is such a terrific writer. All right, we got 2 more scenarios, and we're out. You're babysitting. The killer keeps calling you on the phone.
Hey, Scream.
What should you do?
I love talking to telemarketers when I'm really bored. So I continue the convo.
You keep talking?
Yes.
Why?
Yes. I haven't done it in a minute because I've been busy. But in the beginning, when like I had no one to talk to, I'm like, let me just answer. No, I'm not 60 and need Medicare, but what's up? And
What's
they hang
up?
up on
How's
me
it going?
always. Yeah, I'd probably continue to talk because I think it's a prank call and just continue to like entice them and be annoying. Honestly. I don't know where that would get me. That probably get me killed. But yeah.
Probably so.
Holly.
Well, I mean, honestly, if we're talking like real life scenario, I would probably like hang up and call the police.
Mm.
And then once I did that, I would take the kids and drive away. Like you take the kids out of the house and you get in your car and drive away.
But if they're outside,
But I mean, there's all kinds of things.
gotta
Well,
check
there's
the
all
back
kinds of
seat.
things that are like bad. Like there could be bad things. Like you don't know where anything is. Like,
Right.
and then in my mind, I'm like, well, what if you can't call the police or whatever? I think you have to barricade from a central location in the house then.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay.
This is the book I was talking about, the Final
Yes.
Girl Support Group.
Is it a scary book?
Yeah, it's not scary. It's intense. It's a
Okay.
thriller.
Mm.
Super fascinating. Quick summarization. They take a lot of the women from different scary franchises that have been the final girls. And this is like years after all of their different situations have happened in the 80s and 90s.
Ooh.
And they're in the support group. And then all of a sudden, one of their monsters, quote unquote, comes back and starts getting them one by one. And it's them
Ooh.
surviving. And I think they're making it into a movie or a miniseries.
Very cool. Is it actual like? Is it like what Jamie Lee? Like not?
Yeah,
Is it like
so-
Laurie Strode. Is
Yeah,
it
like they don't. So it's very meta where they're like, you know, the girl that was like Jamie Lee Curtis, Laurie.
Mhm.
They're like, well, it was based off of her life, and so she made money off of it and off of telling her story. And so all of these franchises, even like Freddy Krueger, the girl they called him like in their real life, like the Dream Catcher or something, and that's who Freddy Krueger was based off of, and she survived that. Super fascinating book, like one of the few books I would
Interesting.
actually read again. It's really, really good.
Oh, okay.
All
That's
right.
interesting.
Here's the last one. You're being chased by a monster. To your left is your car. To your right is your house. And straight ahead is your neighbor's home. Where don't you go?
My equipment shorted out in a second. So you said you're being chased by a monster.
Your car is on your
What's-
left.
Okay.
Your house is on the right. Straight ahead is your neighbor's house. Where
All right.
don't you go?
Your neighbor's house.
Yeah, I don't go to my neighbor's house.
No.
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 And it's a straight path too. So
I don't go to my neighbor's house because I don't know their house.
Mm.
I don't know, like, are they going to let me in? I have snowbird
Right.
neighbors. Like, they're not snowbirds. They live there for year round. But, like, what's Mr. John going to do? Like,
not open the door.
Hey, maybe Mr. John fought in Vietnam and he can still swing a sword, girl.
is that what they did in Vietnam? I'm not going to the neighbor's house. I'm not doing that.
Mm-mm.
I don't know exactly which one I would do. I mean, do I have my keys? If I don't have my keys, I can't go to my car.
Right.
But, like, I'm trying to think.
I would say I would not go to the neighbor's house because the last thing you want to do is have to make hard decisions quickly. And
Yeah.
if you don't know your neighbor's house and you don't know where to hide,
Right.
so like let's say you were walking your dog and so you didn't have your keys on you to your car, but you had the code to your house to get in or whatever. You know,
Right.
so you can get into your house quickly. So then I always know where I put my keys in the same spot. So I would get my keys, try to find a hiding spot, and then wait for the killer to like finish looking around or like go to a different part of the house, run out, get into my car, and then drive away.
I like that. I like that. Well, and you know your own house. So you know where
Right.
you could probably hide. That
So-
would be good.
Someone made a good point though. I wouldn't go to my house because he's gonna kill my pets.
That's why you don't have pets.
Girl,
So the killer won't kill them.
girl.
I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. And I'm so sorry. But like, if it's between me and my pets, buy pets.
Oh!
I'm not trying to die.
Jesus.
Holly's the real killer here today, girl.
For real. Jesus.
Like, I'm sorry, Calvin. If it's you or your dog, you gonna die for your dog?
Are you gonna let Jimbo live?
Don't say his name. Like, you fucking bitch.
Who you gonna let live?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm sorry. If it's my life and the dog's life, I will be very sad. But we haven't. We're not dying today.
You guys are the worst.
Who you gonna let live, Kelvin?
Your mama.
Yeah, mother.
Which I would. I love her.
My mom would be like, I'll just get my pistol and shoot that bitch in the forehead. That's what she would say.
I love her.
All right.
Yeah,
That's
that
it.
would be what your mom would say.
We are done.
I think actually Alexis had another good idea. If you don't like your neighbor, you might as well lead him there. She just said what I said about the dogs, but she said other people. So,
Alexa.
Got a few serial killers in the platypus pod. Hi.
Girl. Great minds think alike. The killer, Jessica said, the killer is always someone you know.
Yeah.
Your neighbor is probably the killer.
Motive.
oh damn,
True.
Mr. John, come on.
Mr. John, he been watching you all these years, girl. Mr. John's like, hello, Holly. Thanks for letting me into your house all these years. I know exactly where you hide.
He probably would too. That's it. I'm dead.
All right. Well, there you go.
Okay.
Holly, what's all your social media? People can look for you there.
No, it's Radio Holly on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. Please don't look for me. That's creepy.
Post
Don't do
location.
that.
Mhm.
No.
Producer
Good, I'm
Kelvin.
At Kelvin Live. Stalk me. Follow me. Love me. OnlyFans coming soon.
Mhm. And mine is Miguel Fuller. Find me if you dare.
This is a different version.
All right. We out, y'all. Bye.
Miguel and Holly Uncensored.
Catch it on the iHeartRadio app or anywhere you listen to podcasts.